What's up mga katingog? In the past few days, Tingog Bai has released 3 videos talking about human rights, the Philippine Constitution, and the Human Security Act of 2007. And today, we will talk about the Anti-Terrorism Bill.
Mr. Speaker, I move we vote on second reading House Bill number 6875. I so move.
Hindi ho ba kailangan busisiin pa natin ng mas mabuti itong batas na to?
We in Tingog Bai understand the bill's sensitivity and how it is controversial to talk about it. But here is one thing that you may or may have not noticed in our past few videos. We do not fight or question the laid facts that we have shared. We simply lay them, not to cause any uproar, but to share useful information to help our fellow citizens and viewers to educate and be equipped with certain information that they need during these times. And this video won't be any different. And how are we going to do that? Of course, with reading. Before we discuss through the bill itself, let me share you a little history about it. House Bill number 6875, an act to prevent, prohibit, and penalize terrorism, thereby repealing Republic Act number 9372, otherwise known as the Human Security Act of 2007, which is known as the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020, was made by the legislation to seek the end of terrorism in the country, which is still battling decades-long communist and Islamic insurgencies. In 2017, Islamic State-aligned militants laid siege to the southern city of Marawi. Last year, the southern region was rocked by suicide bombings. According to Senator Panfilo Lacson, a former police chief and proponent of the bill, said the Human Security Act of 2007 has proved to fail in terms of its efficacy as an anti-terrorism measure, partly because it's lenient for offenders and restrictive for enforcers. Under the current Human Security Act, there are only 4 instances for terrorists to be prosecuted under the law. On the other hand, there are a total of 20 instances where law enforcers can be charged and penalized for violations of the Human Security Act. The bill, as Senate Bill 1083, was approved by the Senate on February 26, 2020, while it was approved in the House of Representatives on June 3, 2020. Now, I will read to you some parts of the bill, including its objectives. The objectives of this bill is to clearly define the crime of terrorism in order to make the law more responsive to the threats of terrorism that constantly evolve in our fast-changing environment, and to strengthen the ability of law enforcement agencies to surveil and prevent acts of terrorism, and to prosecute those who commit these acts. There are 58 total sections under the bill. And in Section 2, the Declaration of Policy, it is said that it is declared a policy of the state to protect life, liberty, and property from terrorism, to condemn terrorism as inimical and dangerous to the national security of the country and to the welfare of the people, and to make terrorism a crime against the Filipino people, against humanity, and against the law of nations. In the implementation of the policy stated above, the state shall uphold the basic rights and fundamental liberties of the people as enshrined in the Constitution. The state recognizes the fight against terrorism requires a comprehensive approach, compromising political, economic, diplomatic, military, and legal means, duly taking into account the root causes of terrorism without acknowledging these as justifications for terrorist and/or criminal activities. Section 3 of the bill covers the definition of terms for the whole bill, while here in Section 4, terrorism is defined.
It says here that terrorism is committed by any person who, within or outside the Philippines, regardless of the stage of execution. A. Engages in acts intended to cause death or serious bodily injury to any person or endangers a person's life. B. Engages in acts intended to cause extensive damage or destruction to a government or public facility, public place, or private property. C. Engages in acts intended to cause extensive interference with, damage, or destruction to critical infrastructure. D. Develops, manufactures, possesses, acquires, transports, supplies, or uses weapons, explosives, or of biological, nuclear, radiological, or chemical weapons. And E. Release of dangerous substances or causing fire, floods, or explosions when the purpose of such act, by its nature and context, is to intimidate the general public or a segment thereof, create an atmosphere or spread a message of fear, to provoke or influence by intimidation the government or any international organization, or seriously destabilize or destroy the fundamental political, economic, or social structures of the country, or create a public emergency, or seriously undermine public safety, shall be guilty of committing terrorism and shall suffer the penalty of life imprisonment without the benefit of parole and the benefits of Republic Act No. 10592, otherwise known as an Act amending Articles 29, 94, 97, 98, and 99 of Act No. 3815, as amended, otherwise known as the Revised Penal Code, provided that terrorism as defined in this section shall not include advocacy, protest, dissent, stoppage of work, industrial or mass action, and other similar exercises of civil and political rights, which are not intended to cause death or serious physical harm to a person, to endanger a person's life, or to create a serious risk to public safety. Section 5 of the bill contains the threat to commit terrorism, wherein it says, any person who shall threaten to commit any acts mentioned in Section 4 hereof shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment of 12 years. Please read the following sections on your own pace. Here are the following related laws that were used as reference for the bill.
Okay, I won't be able to read all the 58 sections of the bill in one video, so please read the link provided in the description for the bill itself. The copy of the bill that we have has key provisions, wherein some of what it states says that it authorizes the surveillance of suspects and interception and recording of communications, and also that the bill emphasizes the role of the Commission of Human Rights. Again, just please read that on the link that we're gonna provide you. There is gonna be a lengthy conversation if we are to compare the Human Security Act of 2007 and the Anti-Terrorism Bill of 2020. So, to make it easier for you, we found a link, a site that discusses the differences of both bills. So just click on the link. Okay, Tingog Bai isn't a bank of knowledge, but we do encourage everyone that we must re-educate ourselves, yes, including us, that all of us must read more about the Constitution and the laws that protects us. We encourage everyone to look for more sources that may equip us to knowing the things that we must know during these times. The videos we have shared to you guys are merely little tools that you could start with, and it's up to you to decide which to believe or not. Sa edukasyon namo gigamit among mga tingog. Nitingog na mi. Karon, ganahan mi, mutingog ka. Andam na pag, Tingog Bai.